How's that? I'll learn. I'll learn. Welcome to episode 206 of the MailleWerX Chainmail Livestream. My name's Sean. I run MailleWerX.com, where you can find all the chainmail themed apparel and accessories that your heart desires. Roguely over on Twitch. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? How is everyone doing tonight? Kevin Davis, thank you for the like. I do appreciate it. I will never ask anyone for monetary compensation unless you want to help, unless you go to the store and buy something. But you can help support the stream by sharing and liking and letting all your friends know that this is the coolest stream on the internet. After Roguely's stream over on Twitch, he runs a pretty slick stream. Hey Barb, Kevin, Roguely, how's everyone doing tonight? What are you guys up to? How was your weekend? I think that, okay, so my weekend consisted of a trip down to Chicago. I went to the Oddities and Curiosities Expo, and I had dinner at the Dunning Poorhouse, and, hey Peg, it's, kind of relaxed today. Watched a movie with my kid, and sat around the house a little bit, did some chainmail, and now that's what we're going to work on now. Right. Let me clean my glasses off. So, let me clear this up here. I got this lovely KVB Kinged Vipera Baruch bracelet from Sassy Lass Studio, as well as this lovely black glass titanium JPL bracelet from her. She was down there vending, and I was like, you know what? I don't like going to big cities, but in order to meet up with another mailer, I will. And so we made the drive down there. Not bad. You were working on a dice bag? Good, good. Yeah, down to Chicago. I'm just north of there, not far. This is what I've been working on today. Let's get you a close-up here. That looks pretty focused. It's got some spades, some hearts, a skull, a club, and a diamond on it for the center focal bead. And I'm working with, these shiny striped placement beads. Weekend was a winner. Skip some of your pain pills to enjoy a wobble pop with a delish burger. Nice. Ditto, about 2 hours on the east side of the lake. 2 hours on the east. Let me get my bearings here. So are you in Indiana or Michigan? A wobble pop with a delish burger. Yeah, so the Oddities and Curiosities Expo was definitely odd, for sure. They had some pretty cool displays, a lot of dead animals, taxidermied, over in Michigan. A lot of taxidermied animals, a lot of pelts, a lot of animals in formaldehyde in different shaped bottles. That was pretty cool. You found a community center in Waukesha that has meditation workshops and drum circles. Ooh, that sounds fun. So what else do we see there? And they had some feature events. They had some performers. They had a stage, and they had a taxidermy class. And there was like a freak show you could go to, but you had to. What is a wobble pop? It's a beer. I had to ask that too, so don't feel bad. It's a Kevin term. I learned it from him. But they had a freak show, and I didn't go in because there was a line, and we didn't show up until later on in the show. But Tracy from Sassy Lass Studios said that they were just hammered with people. So, yeah, you know, glad to see she had a good show. You love, yeah, this is from Sassy Lass Studios. So, you know, just an opportunity to go down and support a fellow mailer. And I felt like an idiot because I walked up and she looked at me and said, "I bet you know what those are for," and motioned to the table. And there were some vest extenders on there. Now, in my head, I thought, okay, I'm on screen every night. She knows who I am based off the fact that I just made vest extenders, and she is telling me about how everyone had come up and asked her what they were. But she's saying that I would know what they were because I just made some, when that was not the case. A few minutes in, I realized that they weren't, like, they might have recognized me and had a suspicion, but, like, I confirmed it for them, and I felt like an idiot. You got a lot of puppy time this weekend, but just about lost your cool when you went grocery shopping, so it was a good thing your puppy and his dad came to visit afterwards. What happened at the grocery store? Bad grocery store trips are no fun. But yeah, we finally made it to introductions, and I purchased a couple bracelets, and shortly after that we made our way down to have some excellent food at Renee's family's, it's not the family restaurant, it's some of her family works there, called the Dunning Poorhouse. And it was good. And we drove home. We even got a babysitter, so we didn't have a tag along with us. But speaking of him, I went to the Milwaukee Public Museum on Friday. I took my son and his cousin to the Discovery Museum on Wednesday. And you know what? I forgot to post pictures. They had a Tesla coil that you could reach up through a chainmail sleeve and touch the lightning that came out. It was pretty cool. But there was some chainmail there. And I forgot to post pictures about it. I will do that. And then at the Milwaukee Public Museum, they have some armor pieces and artifacts and whatnot. And I took a close gander at it. And it was all butted rings. And so I don't know if these are reproductions or what. And then they had some European foreign one in the Japanese samurai display. And I thought that could be inaccurate, but, you know, I'm not a museum curator. I'm not a historian. All I know is what I read on the internet and have been told by other people. So the woman ahead of me was screaming and swearing at the cashier. Oh no, it was obvious the cashier was new. She was slow and frazzled, and the woman ahead of me was being really rude and ignorant. Wow, that sucks. XHappy20. Hi, XHappy20. How are you? You called her out for it? You got in her face? Good. Give her some verbal social cues. Yeah. It's like, it's a cashier. There's shortages everywhere. they're not being paid enough to deal with that kind of behavior. Especially, you know, young, new individual working a job. You know, I've had patients, family members yell at me, but that comes along with the territory in healthcare. Sorry to post that. Good for you sticking up for the poor cashier. People really need to learn how to behave in public again. Yeah. Everyone's had the mask on and, you know, been keeping all their thoughts inside, and then when they took the masks off, they didn't realize that they were still making all the same faces they were when they had their mask on. And you've worked on the other side of that register for too many years not to say something. Well, good for you. Well, you know, hey, chill out. We're gonna get through this. How you doing, James? No, 1, 2, 3, 4. We must not let others' bad attitudes rub off on us too. Yeah, absolutely. People were acting like that long before the mask mandates of 2020. Sure. I'm not saying they don't. I'm just hypothesizing. You're doing good? Good. That's good to hear. How's your inlay coming along? All right. All right. What do I want next? Okay. Yeah, so I had a good weekend. Got out of the house, went somewhere. I don't usually leave my house if I don't have to. Come on, go in there. Stay in there, more importantly. So, Peg, you found a community center that has a meditation, and what was the other thing? I suppose I could scroll up and look. Drum circles, right? Like, is it a daily drum circle, or they just schedule it in during the week? You agree 100%? Refuse to let it affect you and your puppy time? Good. Yeah, some people are, you know, some people are just shit. That's the way it is. You're determined to learn Vipera this week? Good. Good on ya. That's one I don't know. I've never tried it. And now that I have one, I want to make a dozen, so... Meditation and drum circles. Sounds cool, yeah. They do drum circles once a month on Friday evenings. Okay. So it's not like this continuous drum circle that just goes on for forever and ever. I don't know how that would work, but, you know, like... One day someone just started drumming and then people just kept coming and going for forever and ever. I don't know. You've added the top right side now. Some corner fill work is needed. Say about 43 rows to the right and 10 or so down. Nice. I just shared a really cool piece. It's a... not mine. Right. I shared two. And one was a chest made from captured inverted round. But the second one, right, was a hot air balloon candle holder. They say it's easy, but they ain't me. Yeah, you've tried VB and KBB, just can't wrap your brain around it. Yeah, I have never tried it. What am I looking for here? So back in the day, when I grew up in Boise, Idaho, I was living with my best friend's family, and they did this thing where in June there is a hot air balloon festival, or there was. And they would get up and go. I think we had to be down there at like 5 in the morning, and we'd start setting up the balloons with some of the pilots and the crews and get them going, and then we'd hop in the vehicles and chase the balloons down and help them land, and then we would all go and have mimosas for about, I don't know, an hour or so in the park and relax the rest of the morning, and then everyone would go home and take a nap. So I saw that and I was like, that is super cool. That hot air balloon is freaking cool. You love the hot air balloon, would love to make one. Oddly enough, KVB you can build, straight VB you can't get, huh? Can only do it kinged. Well, I'm just happy to have a piece, you know. And it's a piece from another mailer, and I have 3 pieces from other mailers now. Soon to have a 4th. Come on. You'll let you know how it goes when you attend, Barb. When it gets warmer, they plan on having the drum circle outdoors so you can bring props and flow. Nice. That's cool. Alright, let's have a look-see, shall we? Is that focused? I can't tell if that's focused or not. Alright. So this looks really good. I'm definitely digging it. I initially did not have these on. I took out all the focal pieces and I matched them up with side pieces and end pieces, and that is how I went about. I put them together in little bags. Alright, okay, these ones kind of go together. They kind of match up. Let's organize everything and get it ready to go. And I had these set to the side because I did not have the right ring size, but I was digging through the pieces I hadn't used yet, and I had these 19 gauge 1/28 rings from Josh Diliberto, and with just a 3x3 chain goes right through the center of these, and I'll show you. Right, like these have 2 holes in them and are divided. Okay. Whereas, I don't know. Let me find one here. Everything else has a space to put chains through. So, very happy that that worked out. I'm gonna take. See here. Tell me what you guys think. I don't know how well you can see. Which one of these? Okay. So do these right here look better with this center bead here? Or did these ones? A or B? A or B? Your collection of mail only includes 2 other folks' pieces in your hoard. Someday you hope to have cabinets of just other maker pieces to show off in the treasure room. Absolutely, 100%. That is what I want. So, is it those that hold the chain together? No, if you flip them over, the chain runs through everything. right? Like there's no, I'm sure you could find a way to connect the chain to these pieces here, but nope. If you look on the underside, the chains go through the beads. I don't know, maybe I'll just leave that and make another one like that. I don't know. To each his own? What do you mean? To each their own. Alright. So now, I'm going to leave this as is. Because it has a skull in it, I'm going to add another skull end bead. And I have some on the way. So I'm going to leave that the way it is. And I have some stuff prepped over here. Oh, you asked which one? Okay, I gotcha. Got that. Ooh. You know what? I'm going to do this one. But I'm not going to use those end pieces. Oh, you know what else I want? I wanted to see something. I have this one. So I have all these here organized, set aside, ready to go. And I've got a few left. I'm working through them. I wanted to check something real quick because this might just slide right in there, and if it does, we're gonna work on this. Oh, that fits so nicely. I wonder if that's tight. That does not fit as nicely as I thought. Okay, that. Alright, it appears to be two strands of Byzantine without any rings connecting the two together like a sheet Byzantine, so the beads keep them side by side. And then this one is too big. Okay, I remember what I have to do with this one. Oh shit. And of course, they get stuck together. There we go. Yes, it's two strands of Byzantine going through each bead, essentially. Sometimes, because of the size of the openings in the beads, I just use like a 3-in-3 chain. Like I'll have to use, for these two that I'm holding in my hand, I'll have to use a 3-in-3 chain just to go through. And it doesn't look too bad. Now, will this work with these? Trying to find one that will work with what I actively have on hand at the moment, ready to go. And that, again, that will work, but it's seemingly too loose, so I'm not going to dig for anymore. We'll just get started and make one of these again without the ends connected, because I have some end beads I want to put on these. Oh, currently building a pair of bearers at the moment in 12 gauge. I'm used to chatting about it, not done a kinged one yet. Alright, how's that? Alright. Crikey, it's already 9:30. Alright. What have I got going on this week? I got caught up on all of the stuff. I got my unemployment stuff figured out for the week. So, I got a call also from the unemployment office. So my stuff, the money from unemployment should be coming in soon. It's not a ton, but it's not nothing. So, and then all my VA stuff is done. So, waiting on that to finish processing. So hopefully this next week, all that'll get done. And then, I did not call a lawyer. I was supposed to call a lawyer on Thursday. I'm going to call him on Monday, tomorrow. And they should get back with me in 2 to 3 days. It's, I'm going to look into suing my previous employer for wrongful discharge. So we'll see what happens. I gotta consult a lawyer to find out if that is a viable thing for me to do. And if it is, then I might move forward with that. So we'll see. I resubmitted the app, the MailleWerX app for Google and Apple on Friday. Haven't heard back yet, but I also haven't checked, so they may have rejected them for something. I don't know what they would reject them for this time around, but it's been a 2-week struggle trying to get these uploaded to those platforms, so I'm not expecting an easy road just yet. But hopefully, cross your fingers. I've been saying it should be up on the App Store and the Play Store for 2 weeks now. And it should be, by all rights. So, but I'm not holding my breath. And I did get a notification from the website designer. I have a shiny new website here pretty soon. And once that's done, in the next week or so, then my job will it's going to be to design stuff and make chainmail. Have I seen the new treasure chest Peter Kasich made? Is that the one that's captive inverted round? I've seen 2 treasure chests. Both of them are badass. The one that I saw today was all captive inverted round, and it looked amazing. And it had a little lock on it. That was awesome. Like, I wanna make one of those. The chainmail man sits inside his chainmail house and he stores his chainmail treasures inside his chainmail treasure chest. Are the walls made of him, or is he made of the walls? He screams, for he does not know. They are, and yes, that is one. Yeah, that's a cool chest. It looked super functional. It was clean. You know, it looked like a good piece. I saw that right before I saw the hot air balloon. I was like, my life is my social media streams are 90% arts and crafts. Different crafters I've connected with over the last couple years. And so I get to see random cool shit all the time. So it's really awesome when I have a night where two really awesome pieces come out. The captive inverted round chest and the hot air balloon candle holder. That is something that is a static wall hanging piece. You know what? I've got some 16 gauge 5/16 aluminum, anodized aluminum rings that I need to get rid of. And I could probably make a hot air balloon similar to that style candle holder thingy. That would be a cool thing to make for my friend's parents. I don't know if I have enough rings though. That's okay. It doesn't matter. It made you literally salivate? Yeah. It's a pretty cool piece. And that's one of those things. Did the two people who made chests, like, I remember one of them saying that he finally finished it after forever. And this captive inverted round one, I don't know how long they were working on that, but the fact that they finished it at similar times, within a month of each other, I find the timing very interesting. Because if whoever made the captive inverted round one, Peter, if he saw the first one, and I don't mean first like it was the first one ever made, I'm just talking about the first most recent one I've seen, and then just whipped out this captive inverted round one, right? Peter Kasich made, he made both of them? Okay, that makes more sense. I was thinking someone saw the first one and then made the second one super fast. It's very clearly not a small project, right? The one with the dragon scale lid and the full captive. Okay. Same guy. Yeah, he'll probably have like 2 or 3 more here in a little bit, you know? It's just one of those things. Probably had a couple ideas, started working on all of them, and just kind of worked on each one a little bit. Kind of like with what I do with projects around here. Peter said in his post, your second chest is finished. Took way longer than you thought, and it's 3 times bigger than the previous one. Well, I briefly saw it, and my jaw dropped, and I don't even think I read the post, to be honest. I suffer from Dunbar's number, which is it's a number of relationships you can hold and have a good relationship with someone. It's like 150 people or something, right? So I can have 150 good relationships with people, but I know well over 150 chainmail artists. So it's impossible for me to keep track of, you know, who did what when. But, you know, something like that I will probably remember now that I have been informed. But if someone I say this so that you guys understand, if you make something and I don't realize that it's you that made it, it's not because what you made wasn't awesome, or that you're not worth me noting, you know, as having created something awesome. It's simply the capacity of the human brain has limits. You missed the first one he made? I think it's in the big Chainmail group. Maybe in a couple other places. I don't know. You just went looking for it as you hadn't seen it, the second one, so thank you for the heads up. Ah, you're very welcome. I thought it was super cool, so. You just now went to look at the hot air balloon. I like it. I do. That was like my second time up in a hot air balloon. The first one, I think my first hot air balloon trip, I was watching, I was with my dad, I was at the fairgrounds, and I went up in a hot air balloon that was tethered to the ground. We were there watching a, what do they call those things? A jet show, an air show, where they had the Blue Angels and the F-14 Tomcats, everybody doing aerial tricks and stuff. It was something like that, and I got to go up in a hot air balloon, you know, 50 feet up off the ground. That was cool. But when I was helping crew the hot air balloons in Boise, it was not a tethered hot air balloon that I went up in, and we went up very high, and we went very far, several miles. We were probably up for an hour. You can't stay up all day. You love the hot air balloon? I do too, and now I'm really tempted to add that to my project list in an effort to use up the rings I have on hand. The only way you get in a hot air balloon is kicking and screaming. We'll just drug you first and make you loopy. I'm not gonna fight anyone who doesn't want to go on a hot air balloon. I don't blame them. Something happened, and I don't know what it is, but about 35 years old was the last time I was interested in heights. And I'm not afraid of heights, but I was watching videos, you know, people doing like motocross tricks through the air, you know, or I used to mountain bike in Idaho a lot, and so I watched some mountain biking videos, or watching people climb up a mountain, right? And if the camera is like oriented on their head and they're looking down, and you know there's near vertical cliffs on either side of them, or if the camera's on their body when they're doing motocross flipping through the air, I can't watch those videos anymore. Used to be able to watch them all the time, no problem, never noticed any issues. I watch them now and I get woozy. No, drugging you up wouldn't work. Fair enough. So anytime one of those videos comes across my screen, I'll watch it for a second, and then I gotta scroll on. I can't watch it. I don't think I could go up in a hot air balloon anymore either. I don't know. I haven't tried it, so. And also, so I was using my Wubbers, right? And what are these called? These don't have a brand on them, but I got these for like Christmas or Father's Day last year from the family, and they work pretty well, right? But I've been having a lot of wrist pain lately. I was like, maybe these Zurons will help change that. And I started working with them. I I bought them to work with them, but then I never like switched over. And these rings are just small enough that the Zurons make working with them so much easier. And my wrists don't hurt as much. It's a motion sickness. Thank you, John, for tagging another post. You hadn't seen that chest. It's freaking awesome. Yeah. Like stuff like that. It always thrills me when I see stuff like that. A structural piece, no less. Who's texting me? He's got an email for travel nursing to Alaska. Yeah, no. You love your Zurons? Even when they bite? Yeah. What are these? The 483s? I've been pretty good so far. I don't know. I looked at the handle shape and I was like, there's no way that's comfortable. You know? But they're not that bad. You know? They're pretty good. I'm pretty happy with them. Yeah, no to travel nursing in Alaska, I tell you what. No to the nursing field, but no to travel nursing in Alaska. They're starting to report nursing shortages in the state of Wisconsin. Like, yeah, that was coming. Alright. Wish they made some for the 12 gauge using the snap-on ones at the moment. Has anybody tried? What are those, I know they're pliers from the Ring Lord, and they're big, chunky things, but the jaws move so that the whole jaw is flat when it grabs the ring. I don't know what they're called. Alright, Barb, have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. I won't take you up in a hot air balloon. But the pliers, when they close, like the whole jaw closes flat. Whereas these, you know, they close at an angle. This closes like that. I hope that makes sense. You were given a pair of the nondescript duckbill pliers? Yeah, I use the hell out of mine. They're great. Thanks, you appreciate that? Absolutely. The Wubbers were the first pair of, like, jewelry pliers I bought. And I don't know, I think I paid like $80 for these. And I think I got ripped off, but they've more than made up for that $80. I just saw them, I knew people liked them. I didn't know what Zurons were at the time. How many years have I had those? See here. I got them in San Antonio. And I left San Antonio in 2015. So sometime between 2006 and 2015. So they are somewhere between 7 and 13 years old. They've more than made up for their initial cost, so I won't complain too much at this point. But the Zurons were cheap. They're like $20. I always shied away from buying new pliers specifically for chainmail because I didn't want to pay $80 for a pair of pliers, you know. And I think Wubbers are still expensive. Okay, I've never... $80 might be a lot for them, but that might have been just the going rate. I don't know. Oh, stretch. All right. After working with these for just a little bit, starting like yesterday into today a little bit, these are really just really essential. And that's not the only tool that I've found that was recommended by other mailers that was really essential, right? I would say that these Zurons and a good tumbler are really essential. I put off getting either of them for years. And the instant I got them, 100% changed the quality of my chainmail. You see Weber's $25.35, nothing like your Lindstrom Addiction brand. Yeah, see, $25-$35 I can understand, right? And I think the markup was just high at the artsy fartsy. I was in the San Antonio Artisan Alley, and so I'm sure that the markup was excessive because their rent is probably excessive in that space they were in, because it's a high traffic area and a lot of people want to get in there. Lindstroms are 85. Are they that good? I don't know. Maybe I will fork over the cash and just buy some one day. All right. So the rings I'm working with right now are 19 gauge 5/32. And I had these two little strips of Byzantine from earlier that were 19 gauge 1/28. And the aspect ratio difference is 0.25, right? You've been using your flush cutter for 10 years. Oh, man. All right, well over 50,000 rings cut with them, still going strong. Okay, well that's worth $85. I have bought flush cutters before and they did not last 50,000 rings. So here's the problem. This is just a hair too loose. Not, you know. The fun thing about these is that each one is slightly different, right? Not just in the design, but in the size of the hole the Byzantine is passing through, right? And so we got 4 ring sizes I've invested in. These are 19 gauge 1/28, 19 gauge 5/32, and then I have 21 1/28, 19 gauge, and 19 gauge 11/64, right? And they're all Josh Diliberto rings, and they're all, I mean, they're immaculate rings, right? So I'm going to try this out of the 21 1/28. Actually, you know what? We've only got a few minutes left. I'm not going to start another one. We'll just push all this to the side for right now. Clean up a little bit around here. So try to keep this place clean and organized, because all these rings are impossibly close in size, and so it's 100% like impossible to tell them apart if they're one size up from the other. So try not to leave too many of them out at the same time. I'm gonna put those away. All right, let's see here. soon, my goal, right, is to somehow let people make a kit or pick out the designs they want to use, and then bag up all the rings for them and send them all the materials they need. One day. All right. So now for the next couple minutes or so, I got the 483s. Kind of seemed to be the general consensus that that's what people liked, and so all right, for now I'm just gonna this is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 by 15 right now, and I'm gonna have to order some more rings. It's essentially 2 inches by 2 inches by 2 inches, right? I would like it to be 3 inches by 3 inches all the way around, and I want to make 3 of those. So I am going to have to order more rings for this. Speaking of rings for this, chain-reaction.ca, our buddy Wally LaCroix up in Canada there, is having a contest, and it should be shared to my personal page. You thought they were 475s, those 483s are a bit wider. Use the chisel nose zerons. If you slip, they bite. Yeah. Are these rings stainless, or are the rings I was using to make these stainless? These rings are stainless. This is aluminum, bright aluminum. Hope that answers your question. All right, did I mark all 3 sides? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay. So I start out and I mark 3 sides that I'm going to work on. I'm going to add 2 rows to each side. Helps me keep me on track, is all that does. Because if I don't keep myself on track, I will go off the rails. Yeah, the rings I used to make those bracelets are all stainless steel from Josh DiLiberto. And after I called the lawyer, get a hold of them, figure out what's going on, or figure out what I can do, then it's back to organizing stuff and cleaning up the store, and so hopefully I'll have some kind of write-up on what these beads, what ring size each bead uses, you know, what they're best for. I'll try to add all of that. So, you've never been bitten by pliers, but you have stabbed yourself? I have a pair of needle nose like electrical pliers. I was working on, I had probably some 14 gauge 3/8 rings and it slipped off of, and I stabbed myself in the chest. I got myself real good. And then I remember a couple of times, I think this was back when I first started, I would work on this galvanized steel chainmail shirt I made, you know, for as long as I could, right? And after a few hours of weaving, I would go and I would stretch and my sternum would pop. That was that was probably one of the most painful things I've ever had pop, right? The first time I did it. So, but after that, it pops fairly infrequently, but it doesn't hurt nearly as bad when it does now. 2 millimeters wide for the 475, 3 for the jaws and the 483s. Only difference between the two. Yeah. I'm quite happy with the 483s. As we get into this, we're what? How long have I been streaming for? We're 200 episodes over like 2 years, year and a half. I don't remember how long it's been. Anyway, yeah, almost 2 years, I think, because I spent a lot of last year not like having the ability to stream. So as we get into this project further of using up all the rings I have on hand down here that have been sitting for 10 years and finishing all these projects, I'd love to expand to a point where I don't, where I have projects that I need specialty pliers like that for. So we'll buy all the Zerons in the future and just test them out. I am excited for April. Got a lot of stuff coming up. If nothing else, the MailleWerX app will be done by the end of the month. Should have been done 2 weeks ago, but it wasn't, and so my deadline is the end of April now. Didn't make it by the end of March, but end of April, okay. I just had a bunch of work done on the back end of the website. I have a whole new design coming for the store. Let's see here. Yeah, lots of exciting stuff. What is this music? I don't know. Too bizarre for me. You get started on a 6x4 dragon scale cape this week as well when the rings show up. 6 foot by 4 foot dragon scale cape. Gas purchase rings for a piece. That's not Whitney Black titanium. 6 foot by 4 foot dragon scale cape. What material are you using, if I may ask? And what ring size? Yes, that's feet, yeah. So I read it 6x4 and then I was like, wait, 6x4 what? Had to go back and take a closer look. Just one giant sheet of dragon scale. Shocked? Yeah, me too. Better yet, you know what? I don't even want to know the ring size. What is the projected weight of the cape? That's what I'm really interested in. If I were going to make a chainmail cape, I don't know. Dragon scale is a cool weave. Don't get me wrong. But like what other factors are playing into this? Unknown as a finished weight will be better estimate when you have finished the first foot by foot. What ring size are you using? I've made Dragon Scale out of 2 ring sizes. 20 gauge 3/16 and 20 gauge 1/8. And then one other like 18 gauge 5/30 seconds or 20 gauge 5/30 seconds. Some weird ring size. With 2 separate gauges. And so when I think Dragon Scale, like a 6 foot by 4 foot Dragon Scale cape, I think of it being made out of that. And so 14 gauge area, so will be a quick project. All right. That is a keg or 2 full of rings, yeah. Just a bit. What happened here? Something beeped. Something beeped at me. I don't know what it was. Alrighty. So has anybody got anything going on this week? One of the things about hosting a stream, right, is that I'm up here and I talk about myself like 90% of the time. But most of the time when you want to retain an audience, the trick is to make it about them, right? And I'm genuinely interested in what you guys are up to. Because John just hit me with a Dragon Scale cloak. And that's going to be a very interesting project. I would like to see that. Oh, okay. You sent a sample picture my way. Anyway, so yeah, it's interesting being on this side, talking about myself, and I do ask questions. I do want to know what's going on with you guys. I'm not just asking questions to drive conversation or corner your interest in the stream, although that is a secondary benefit. But, you know, I just want to hang out with other people who like Chainmail, and we can't all sit in a room together, so this is like the next best solution. Physical therapy, smoking a ham for Easter. Nice. When is Easter? I should probably realize that. You're working on the frostbite scale butterflies tonight? Nice. Alright, let's see here. Huh. Alright, we're going to finish up this row. And then we're just going to leave this project here. Use up all the rings I have on hand. And just keep working on it whenever there's not enough time in the stream to work on something else, I guess. It's going to take a while to get to 3 inches by 3 inches, so... I want them to be about the size as the Trinity juggling balls I made. I think I mentioned that before. This would be a good place to stop, right? I could make 3 of those and be happy with it. But if I just put in the extra effort to make them a little bit bigger, I think I'll be happier with them. Remember the first cube you saw? It was a monster? Yeah. Yep, I saw one today, and this person, I don't know if they're not in the main Chainmail group. It was one of the other Chainmail groups out there. And they had this really interesting shaped cube with kind of like what I have now, right? Different, not textures, levels. Like it wasn't a square rectangle, or it wasn't a square shape. It was like this corner had a cube built on it, and here, but they weren't. They were part of the larger cube, but they were also cubes in and of themselves. If that makes any sense whatsoever. It was different colors. I didn't, it was a huge cube as well. I didn't catch their name. Or if I did, I don't recall it at the moment. Alright. We'll just use up these rings sitting here. We already got them out. Cube had tumors? Yeah. The cube had tumor cubes growing off of it. I don't know, it's pretty cool. Like a multi-cube texture shape thing with different colors. Yeah, it's pretty cool. But I didn't see it in the main Chainmail group, I'm pretty sure. One of the other ones. You'll have to show your pride and joy one time. Do it. Do it. There was one individual who I stumbled across online who had made a complete Doctor Who outfit, I think it was. And they were hesitant to post it in the large Chainmail group. You put marbles in yours in order to keep your marbles safe so you don't lose them? It's a good way to go about it. Marble cubes. I wanted to do something similar. I talked about this on a previous stream of making a cube and hollowing it out and then putting one of the Zilly balls inside of it, or rather make the Zilly ball and then build a cube around it. One thing at a time. Oh, now he has jokes. I like to think I'm a little bit funny. And whenever anybody mentions marbles, I always think of the movie Hook and the guy wandering around Lady Wendy's house, saying, I forget his name, but saying he lost his marbles, and then they go to Never Never Land and he finds them again. They were with the Lost Boys or something. You love Dilibertos with 9 bearings captured inside it. Inspired your copper one that you will have 8 inside of it. Uncle something. Yeah, I don't remember his name. I've seen the movie 1,000 times. Alright. Last ring on the table tonight. That other one's just a half a ring. I should take it and... I don't know if you guys are on TikTok, but I am on TikTok. And they have a trend where people go up and they pick up something really small and they point it at someone like it's a wand and go, right? It's a TikTok trend. And anyway, I should do that with this. Just pick it up and it's a pre-recorded sound, so I wouldn't have to do it myself. But anyway, that's where we're at with this cube. And if you don't, you should follow me on TikTok. Next week, I have a couple thoughts on videos, and not like this, right? Like they're short videos, they go with the sound. You either show something or, you know, make something funny. Toodles appears as an old man living in Wendy's house because she can't bear to put him in an institution. That's his name. Excuse me. So, alrighty. Well, it is just after 10 my time. I am only supposed to do this for an hour. I am, and the reason is because I end up wearing my wrist braces all day long if I don't keep it to a minimum. So, and I've been really overdoing it over the last week or so. So anyway, I'm gonna call it quits tonight. But thank you everyone for hanging out. I do appreciate you being here. All your commentary and interactions is wonderful. All right, you guys rock. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow night, sometime around 9, going till 10. And if you need anything from me, you know where to get a hold of me. All right, you guys all have a wonderful evening. Be sure to like and share the stream and share it with your family and friends about all the wonderful things, you know, about Chainmail. Help me spread the good word. All right, you guys all have a good night. I will talk to you later. Bye.